The master trains before the dawn of the day, striking and lunging, a way of no ways. His hands are of lightning, his sight strong and ablaze, and his art of 100 souls now merged in strength and grace. Hello and welcome to Diablo III In-Depth, a series where we analyze game mechanics about a specific topic and shine light on its hidden features. In this episode, we look at Monk's primary skill, Way of 100 Fists. The skill has recently become popular among 7-sided strike monks, but its real potential is yet to be discovered. So let's find out everything there is to know about this skill, its basics, its features, and the possible builds that can benefit from its use. Part 1 of this video will focus on its basics. Way of 100 Fists is a primary attack that generates spirits at the end of a 3-hit combo. But unlike other primary skills, the second hit of the combo is fragmented into 7 strikes which in essence are treated as one. This means that certain proc effects such as life on hit do not happen for 7 individual strikes, but after the total 7 hits are placed on a target. So to simplify things, Way of 100 Fists deals damage and procs certain effects in a 3-hit interval, also known as combos. The first hit from the combo lunges Monk towards the target and allows him to deal damage in a 6-yard AoE. This is followed by a second combo or a flurry of 7 hits that deal a total of the same damage as the first hit. The combo is then finished by a final hit where a 6-yard AoE explosion is created. The important point to note here is that damage of the skill, in this case 190% of weapon damage, is broken into 3 intervals and is equally dealt at every stage of the combo. But addition of runes to this skill make monks great in all types of situation, and therefore this skill is deemed as a situational skill. But more on this later, let's move on to the runes for now. The first rune for Way of 100 Fists is Hands of Lightning. This rune increases the number of strikes in the second combo from 7 to 10 and increases their damage by 423%. The lightning damage is dealt before the third strike and makes it the highest lightning damage primary monk skill in game. The current game meta does not encourage the use of this skill, but presence of many lightning based affixes on skills and legendaries make this skill a great choice for future lightning builds. Blazing Fist is all about the free flow of movement and speed. This fire-based skill increases the movement and attack speed of Monk by 5% every time he lands a critical hit on enemies. This effect can stack up to 3 times, essentially giving Monk 2 free passives in form of Alacrity and Fleet-footed. This rune is great for combination strike monks and work well as an initiation skill when combined with Shenlong set. Next rune is the Almighty Fists of Fury. Treat this skill as a boss killer, as your first skill deals an additional 60% damage to your target. This damage can stack on itself, making this rune great for sustained damage over time. This rune was widely used in the early days of Diablo to proc extra spirit generation, but now sits idle awaiting its next return. Assimilation is the current fan favorite skill that deals physical damage and increases your overall damage by 5% of each enemy hit during its combo. This effect is achieved at the end of the third hit and can amplify the damage of your skill to an obscene amount. Currently used as a startup skill, it is not uncommon for a monk to build 20 stacks and utilize this buff to deal damage from 7-sided strikes. This makes this rune a must-have for monks planning to use heavy spirit spenders as a source of damage. Other skills that offer flat damage bonus work well with this rune, and a clever monk can extend his reach further by using passives such as Mythic Rhythm to truly devastate an array of foes. Final rune is a dark horse of this skill called Windforce Flurry. At the end of the third strike, this rune deals a whopping 500% weapon damage as called to enemies in a straight line. This ray of damage is 6 yards wide and can travel up to 40 yards, essentially making this a long-range nuke for Monk. Using this rune with Cold Exploding Palm can make your Monk a giant killer by allowing him to burst even the hardiest of foes. There are definitely some hidden builds that still lurk in the cold embrace of this skill. With basics done and dusted, let's talk about this skill in more detail. Way of 100 Fists is a situational skill that is used when certain proc effects are needed. Some of its runes do deal tremendous amounts of damage, but unless this rune is combined with AoE skills such as Exploding Palm, the results can be underwhelming. So instead, use this skill for proccing effects and generating buffs that aid your damage spenders. You can also use this skill along with other generators such as Crippling Wave to enable more AoE control. Certain passives such as Determination, Combination Strike, and even Alacrity benefit the skill more than others because of the sheer damage output it has. But do remember that if dealing damage is your goal with this skill, always use another generator to spread the AoE. Various legendary items hold great promise for this skill and should be used if goal is to enjoy some unorthodox gameplay. A few notable items include Rhymeheart, Frostburns, Schaefer's Hammer, Slanderer, and Little Rogue. These items may not be useful now, but even with subtle changes to some of them, the skill can make them shine brighter than any other skill. To sum it all up, Way of 100 Fist is a situational primary skill that is currently used to buff the damage of some skills. Some of its runes deal the highest possible damage for primary skills in game, but the current meta does not support their usage. This being said, there are many ways this skill can be combined with other spirit generators and spenders to make builds that offer a unique style of play. Thank you very much for watching Diablo 3 in depth. Take care of yourself and remember to move freely and fluidly, just like water. For a wise man once said, "Be like water, my friend."